Everybody, it's Daryl with Toby. Toby's in front of me. Hang on. There he is, there's Toby. It's a very calm, sanguine sort of evening after the events of the other day. We've got an absolutely gorgeous sunset. Just look at that. Lovely blue skies all around us. Absolutely fantastic. After the nightmare of Friday, I don't know what to say. I'll talk to people about that in a bit. Yeah, we're fine, Stephen. We're both fine. Hi, Sammy. Yeah, we are safe. We're absolutely fine. And just look at that sunset. I'm keeping away from the edge of a cliff. Sometimes I'll go closer, but not right now. It's quite nice at the moment. It's not warm, but it isn't cold. I think we're probably 1 degree centigrade or something like that. Not enough to really melt the snow. Toby. Right, there we are. There he is. It has, Dave. It has turned out really nice. But to be fair, it was nice when I came out earlier on with Toby. We came over the cliff earlier on. And it was nice then. So I knew I could do it now without worrying too much. I mean, the cliff hasn't collapsed or anything like that. And we know a little bit more about the tragic events of Friday night. We don't know a lot more, but we now have the name of one of those people who tragically lost their lives. We don't know the full details, but one of the guys lives in Withernsea and he was aged 67. His family have asked not to be contacted and to be given time, you know, to mourn and to grieve, which I think is fair enough. There was a woman who was old, whose body was also recovered, a 45-year-old woman, but we don't know her name or any more details. I should imagine that will come out in the next few days. Well, what happened, Sammy? It's still, we're not really 100% sure, but it seems a 15-year-old girl was up by the steps. You know where the pier towers are? She was there. I think she was taking photographs of the waves. I mean, we had 10-foot high waves, and I think she was taking, from what I understand, she was taking photographs, and then a freak wave came and just dragged her in. Her mother, seeing what had happened, went in to follow. At that, a 67-year-old man, a local man, went in to try to do what he could to rescue them. Now other people also went in to try to rescue those what was now stuck in the sea. Now the 15-year-old girl's body hasn't yet been recovered, but they recovered the man around about 6 o'clock. You know, when we were there. That's probably why the police were trying to move us all on, I don't know, because we did see all them ambulances, and we did see the helicopter. The ambulance helicopter, we did see that. And he was pronounced dead at the scene. I mean, that's common knowledge. It's been in the newspaper, so I don't mind releasing that. Now, after that, I was trying to update most of the night. We had the Coast Guard helicopter. At one point, we had 2 Coast Guard helicopters, and we had our lifeboat, Bridlington's lifeboat, which is an all-weather lifeboat, plus Hornsea with their inshore lifeboat, all scouring, looking for the body. And then at about midnight, midnight or something, the Coast Guard said, look, we'll call it off now, we'll come back tomorrow. Helicopters returned to base, lifeboats returned back to the lifeboat stations and whatever else. Yesterday, the search was continued at first light. I mean, at 1:30 in the afternoon, the search was stood down. It's just awful. And, you know, on my local website, you know, some people have been criticising the girl as if it was her fault. No, we don't know anything about the girl. I mean, for God's sake, she was 15. She was a child. Kids do stupid things. We've all done stupid things when we were kids. God, I think of the things I did. You know, they're still children. You know, when I left school at 15, and I went straight into work, like a lot of us did at that age. But now we're still at school till 18. We're still very much children at 15. And kids are inquisitive by nature. Oh, look at that, I want a picture of that. I can see how it would happen. She's not going to understand how dangerous it could be. I mean, I remember a few months ago, I was showing you guys the coastal erosion, and I was stood on the cliff, the very edge, the very precipice. I knew I'd be okay. But some of you people were really worried about me. You thought I were going to collapse and go down the cliff at any time. And, you know, so she's taking pictures anyway of the storm. I mean, to be honest, them waves were spectacular. Some of them waves were 10 and even 12 foot high. Sorry, so am I. So am I. Absolutely awful. I just don't know what to think. It's not just for families, I know I went out to the shop earlier on, and the atmosphere here in Withernsea, I've never known it to be like this. It's normally a happy place, but it's as if we're all in mourning for those people. Friday night, I couldn't sleep. I went to bed. Yeah. You know, I was following, before I went to bed, I was following the helicopter on one of my apps, and the lifeboats on another app. Some of it I posted. I kept posting updates. And then once I knew the helicopter had returned to base, I knew basically they'd stood down for the night, and I went to bed and I couldn't sleep. All I could think of was what had happened. I thought if I'd have been, I don't know, 15 minutes earlier, something like that, I would have been there. What would I have done? I certainly wouldn't have dived in. I wouldn't have done any heroics like that to dive in, because I know that would have been futile. But I'm pretty sure I would have gone down those steps and tried to drag one of them in by the legs, the arms, the air, or anything I could just literally grab hold of. I'd have been saying to somebody else, anybody there, just grab hold of me, don't let me fall in. And I would have probably done my best. Just look at these coming in. And you think of it, the other night, they were coming over the seawall. Come on. You know, the waves were just coming over the seawall. And then I thought, I've two grandkids, one of 8, one of 5. I'd like to think if they were with me that could not happen. But you know what it is, you put your hand in your pocket to answer your phone, pick your phone up to answer it, or you just turn around because something distracts you and be gone. What would I have done? Well, I'd have been in the drink myself, there's no doubt about that. Look at that coming in. What chance have you got against that? Big one coming in. You don't stand any chance at all. You can do what you like, but you don't stand any chance. You haven't got a chance, have you, really? It seems a guy who works at that, you know, the cafe where the Castle Cafe, where all the bikers go, he rushed out and he was throwing a life belt at the girl, but she couldn't grip hold of it, so he went down the steps and threw another one. But by then she'd have been stunned with a cold. It was absolutely bitter. Do you remember it was snowing? We'd watched the front coming from over there. We couldn't even see the wind farm at that point. And the front were coming in. It was snowing, it was bitter cold. And she'd have been stunned. Her body would have shut down. Oh God. Yeah, thanks, Jordan. It is a lovely sunset. It's just, you know, when you look at the snow, the sea, it's just amazing, isn't it, really? It's just so beautiful. It's just, the whole thing is beyond words. The lifeboat men, you know, we only have a small dinghy. It's, you know, it's not like one of these big boats with cabins and things. Not the things you see in the channel. It's a small open dinghy. 2 of our lads got hurt. They're not fatal, they're not in hospital or anything like that. Nevertheless, they sustained injuries in the rescue attempt, but they carried on. You know, having to face the biting wind, the snow, and the cold temperatures. The Coast Guard doing the same. Even the police. I know I had a big altercation with that policewoman who didn't want to explain herself. I get it why she didn't now. And when I see her again, I will apologise to her. She couldn't tell us anything, I don't think. So I will apologise to her. That's a lesson learnt by me, I think. M&M, that's exactly what it is, snow. Well, they've given up the search for the body at the moment. It will turn up. Eventually she will come to shore. Last time that happened round here was a fisherman about 5 years ago, and his body just disappeared totally. I mean, it turned up on one of the beaches. So it will turn up. Yeah, we're both well, me and Toby. Yeah, pet Toby is here, look. Here, Toby. I'll give you a treat when we get up here. He was telling me he wants a treat, so I better give him one. Toby, where are you going? Would you like a treat? No, we're not going that way at all. Come on. Come on. This way. Right now, most people around here are being very silent. We give each other friendly smiles, like knowing smiles, if that makes any sense. I think the whole town is shocked. Hello, you two! Look who it is! Hiya, hiya! Hello! Hello! Yeah, these are my friends. Yeah, and we got Toby as well. I shall see you both later. They're really, really two gorgeous dogs then. Yes, no, absolutely, Stephen, absolutely. Kind of. He's kind of forgiven me, Dave. Sort of. Yeah. But I've had my orders not to do it again. To remember in future. If I don't want to be nipped, don't forget treats. That's how simple it is. So we've got some treats here. Here, Toby. Yeah. There we go. You've had your treats. And we have another dog coming up, so I'm going to have to lock his lead. Well, you saw me the day before yesterday, Jack. I wasn't on yesterday. I didn't really want to come out in all this ice and snow. But in actual fact, it's not as bad as it could have been. Now, I've got good tread on my boots, so I'm pretty much all right. I'm walking a bit slower than I'd normally walk, just being a bit more careful. Well, as I was saying about the tragedy on Friday, it seems the police are still investigating. You know, they've openly said foul play is not suspected. See, look at all these things, this is what the sea has thrown up. See? I mean, when you think about it, there's all sorts of things being thrown up. There's rocks and all sorts being thrown up by the sea. You can't be too careful. When I was at Coast Watch on Thursday, we saw a crab. A crab was lifted up about 30 foot from where the sea was. We watched it happen. It landed on the promenade. A crab. I don't know if it was alive or dead, but just imagine that, a crab. In our Coast Watch we have a huge stone. It must weigh about £3, just over a kilogram, maybe £3. And that landed just next to us. If it had hit the windows, it would have literally gone through. Even though we double glazed with tough glass, it would have gone through. No, that's it, Jack. We had the police, we had the ambulance service, we had the Coast Guard, not only our own Coast Guard, but Hornsey's Coast Guard, Hull's Coast Guard. Toby, I think we had about 4 or maybe 5 ambulances at one stage. We had two fire engines, and the fire brigade had a rescue crew. They were there as well. We had the air ambulance. We had the fixed wing aircraft from the Customs. Not Customs, Coast Guard. And at one stage we had 2 helicopters. One of them came from Carnarvon in North Wales. That's one hell of a flight. I assume he'll have gone to Brig to refuel and then made his way, and they were combing the sea between Withernsea and Saint-Lemaire. Literally combing it. The fixed wing aircraft went right the way over Patrington. It did a few flights. In and around the Humber. Then over to the coast, like in a semicircle, and then back again. And it did that a few times. Hiya, Sandra. I will give him kisses for you, Sandra, yep. Well, it is a wonderland, and it is very, very beautiful. There's no doubt about that, Jack. It's a very, very tragic weekend as well. I mean, yesterday, the Coast Guard, look at that. Look at this one coming in now. They were combing the rocks to see if there were any bodies being washed up. Just look at that, what chance have you got in that? And the waves were a lot bigger on Friday. Well, we got 15 people walking with us on this wintry day in Withernsea. Just like to welcome you all. It's good to have you. If you're enjoying the walk, then please like, comment, share and subscribe. I've got lots of stuff that you might find interesting on my channel. If not, you can always chat, tell me what you like, what you don't like, what you think I should do better, or what you think I should put on. I'm always happy to listen. I'll always reply to comments. So it's a very sanguine day here today in Withernsea. See, the gates are locked. I'm going to write a letter to the town council, to East Ridings Council, and to the MP, and I'm going to ask that gates are put there. See, that's where the girl was, at the other side of the tower. So there's the little fella. Look at that. Coming in and hitting. That's where it happened. And the waves were a lot tougher than that. Look at this big one coming in. There you go. She wanted a picture of something like that. She can understand from a child. After all, kids are kids. Want to, show the mates at school. Here's a nice thing about this tragedy, and it says a lot about the people of Withernsea. It's all taped off by the police at the moment, so you can't get down. But a lot of people have put flowers there. And I think that's absolutely wonderful. I think I speak for everybody when I say that we're all shaken, sorry, hurt following what's happened, and our hearts go out to the families, the relatives, the friends, the colleagues of everybody who knew those people. The 15-year-old girl, the school friends, the teachers, the 67-year-old man. Hiya! There they are, the two terrors. Yeah, lots of people around and everyone's very quiet. Nobody wants to talk. There's nobody being jovial. Look at that. Right, we've got another jack, I think. The jack crosses it. Yeah. Oh, she's lovely. There they do. Lately I've been reading about the trawlermen in Hull. Come on. Especially the 3 ships that went down off Iceland between Christmas 1968 and the end of January 1969. How that affected the people in the Hessel Road area. A lot of the men worked on trawlers, the women worked, at various places, fish processing companies on the quayside. And I thought, how would that affect that community? Well, I've seen how the events at weekend have affected Withernsea. It's given me a little bit of understanding how people may have felt when then the 3 trawlers went down. I've not published it yet, my work on that. With my Coast Watch and my revision, I've not really had time, so I've had to park it until I take my assessment. Oh, look at that for a sunset. Do you like it? Yeah, Jack, yes. It is, yeah, Jack. Flash, it is terrible. Did you? Well, I did a lot. I've actually made a couple of videos on the Hessel Road, what it was like and what it's like now. Toby! Come on. There were lots of smokehouses and things in that area, weren't there, going back years ago? Lots of the fishing industry provided a lot of jobs. No, Jack, Flash, you know, it's... Nobody knows a lot. The police put out a statement today giving the guy's name. Toby! Come on. They gave his name. I don't know what's up with Toby. Come on. You're going on short lead for a bit. I don't know. They released his name. This side of me. And the family have said they don't want to, you know, they just want to be left alone, left to grieve, left to get on with it. Which I respect, and that's why I'm not discussing him or his family. The woman, they're saying they recovered a 45-year-old woman. Now that's in the public domain. The police have said that. But there's still one body outstanding, yet to be recovered. I mean, I'm of the opinion, that it'd be wrong to speculate. But just look at these waves, just look at them coming in. Can you imagine getting caught up in one? Yeah, I've heard that they put this paint on them rather than smoke them. Yeah, I've heard that, Jack. Yeah, Jack Frost, is this Toby's first snow? Yes. I don't think he's very keen on it. They were telling me back there he wants to go home. Look. No, Toby. Toby likes an easy life, I think. Likes to be in where it's warm. It's not that it's cold out here. See, Toby, come on. Now stop this. Here's our lifeboat station. On Friday night, this would have been the centre of all operations. I don't care what anybody says. There's lots of people who criticise the lifeboat men at the moment for events which are beyond their control, but they are brave. They got that shout on Friday night and they were there. No ifs, no buts, no small-minded cackle. They were there. They were out, they were down there and into that. You know, from me they've got nothing but admiration. Every time they go out, look at that. They don't know if they're going to come back, when they'll come back, if they'll come back or anything. What I do with Coast Watch, it's nowhere near what these lifeboat men do. I still play my part. If this had been at Withernsea and I'd have been on duty on Friday night, I would not have come home until the Coast Guard told us to go home. If that had meant I'm staying there all night, I'd have stayed there all night. But then I'm in a nice warm station. I'm not out in a small dinghy. Toby, you're being a swine, I don't know. Come on. Were they locals? I don't even know that. The 67-year-old man, from what I can gather, was a local. Other than that, I've no idea. I'm assuming there are people who've come over for a few days. Oh, hello.
Hey.
Hello, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good.
Hello, little man. Oh,
So,
it's all right, mate. Tails are wagging, so that's good. See you later. So the girl and her mum, I'm thinking, and I could very well be wrong, I mean I'm just speculating now, which I don't really like doing, but I'm thinking they weren't local, because anybody who lives around here, they know how dangerous the sea is. And on a night like Friday, whew, nobody wants to be out in that, apart from me, who's doing my live session. How's that? Look at that sunset. Look at that just juxtaposition. I'll tell you what, I'm not going to mess about with this. I'm going to get my other phone out of my pocket and take a picture of that. That is just too beautiful. This is going to be tonight's icon. Just look at that though. You know, the fishing pool, that sky, the trees. Just amazing that, isn't it? Yeah, I know some dogs love to play in it. It's just, that is, I already had tonight's picture, but that can go now. That is just too beautiful not to have. just amazing that, isn't it? So I'll be using that as the icon to tonight's live session. I was saying to my wife, you know, the old Duchess, about what had happened. I said, if I'd have been like 20 minutes earlier, I'd have been there. Got a load of dogs. What would I have done? I know I wouldn't have dived in, because that would not have saved anybody. But I could certainly see a situation where I'd have been down as far as I can, trying to, with the water coming around my legs, trying to reach somebody's legs or the coat or their arms. I'd have been saying to somebody, hold on to me, don't let me go, for God's sake. But that's the thing. On Friday night, my fingers, holding the phone and the dog's lead, my fingers were hurting me. So I got gloves on, but my fingertips were absolutely, they'd gone numb. So imagine if I'd have been in that water, I couldn't have done anything anyhow. Look at that. Let's get to the end here. I'm actually walking a lot slower than I normally walk. Jesus. Come on, Toby. Come on. Put your ideas up. There's a good boy. It's 4:20 and we've still got light. I've walked 10 miles today. Look at that. What chance would you stand in that? Well, you saw that. Blimey. Borough scored. Wow. It is. That's right, they've got his name and they haven't named the, that's right, the woman hasn't been named. Yeah, we think it's for the 15-year-old girl, but we don't know. We think it is. Look at this. Me neither, and I live here. Alright, we're going then. He just wants to go in. Alright, Toby. Alright. He's not a happy Toby. Did you see that a minute a minute ago. I nearly got drowned by it again in that same place. Come on, Tobes. Tellaby, come on, let's get out of here. Couple of kids. Oh, Dad with his kids and the kids are on the sledge. Little lad fell off. Oh. There'll be a lot of, I bet the shops have sold out of sledges this last day or two. Hello. Huh. Hello. Oh. Come on, Toby. Yeah, I'm not going round all the houses tonight. Somebody were whining at me, wants to go home. The loved ones who are no longer with us. Flowers. Everybody wants to live at the seaside. Yeah, I get that. I love living here. But it's not all a bed of roses. When it gets cold, it gets cold. You have to be careful. Come on then, we're going home, don't worry. There you go, we've lost quite a bit of the red. But it still looks nice, doesn't it? The pond, reflection of the trees, the sun going down. Ah. Come on. That's better. Got him on shortly. Oh, we know them, it's alright. We know these two. Hello. Hello, you two. Evening. There you go, look at that. Where are we? Oh. So it's been postponed, Jack Flash, because of, I take it, because of the weather. Absolutely, Steve. Absolutely. Christmas Day losses, then the hour loss. It's just terrible, isn't it? You know, when you live in communities like this, you just can't be too careful. I just think to myself, I'm glad that I joined Coast Watch. I mean, it's hard work learning everything, believe me. Really hard. And the more I learn, the more there seems to be to learn. But I'm really happy. You know, I could be the person, I might never see anything. But then I could be just that person who spots something, tells the Coast Guard, and I might just save somebody. It might never happen, but you don't know. Yeah, you can, even though it's dark, you can still make out the wind farm. I'll show you. Sorry about that, there's been no sign. I beat them, yeah. What am I watching for? Just like any activity in the water that might be important? Kind of, yeah. It could, we might see somebody overboard, a dinghy going out to sea, you know, an inflatable or something like that. Kids pirouetting around on the groins and one falling and hurting themselves. Rock falls from a cliff, people falling off the cliff, stuff like that. Yeah, I realised that I must have touched the audio button. Sorry about that, Dave, everybody. Yeah, that was a mistake. Yeah, I've got the sound back. You're going to get it next, are you, Vinny? Hi, Vinny. Yeah, you've got the sound back, people. Yeah, you should have the sound back. Come on. Toby! Come on. Come on, down you come. You've been a swine, aren't you? Good boy. Yeah. It's back now. Thanks for that, yeah. Yeah, my old Duchess is fine. She's in the house, she's making tea, I'm not sure. We're having a steak and ale pie, mashed potatoes and peas. So she's seen to that. I think Nicola was at work today, so I'm not sure. She rang her mum up earlier on. Yeah, so what I'd done, I'd inadvertently touched, because I'm watching Toby, I'm watching what's in front of me, I'm trying to watch the screen as well. So I just take little glances with it being dark, and I must have put my finger on the microphone button without realising it. I'm still getting used to this phone. The case I've got, it's a big, tough case. And I'm getting another one, a lightweight one, which I'll be able to put in my gimbal. But this phone, I'm just going to use it for my live and also videos and things, give you up our rest. But here's the thing, you don't always know where you are with it. You know, because the case is so big. Look at him. Let's look at him. Toby. Come on, let's walk on here. I don't want to walk on the road. Good boy. Come on. He just wants to find his quickest way home. Come on. I'm going to have to rein you in, little man, for your safety. Come on. Funny, dogs can sense things, maybe. You can sense something terrible happened the other night. Oh, I'm well wrapped up, Vinny. I'm really well wrapped up. Oh, hell I know. The ice is awful. Okay, Toby. Toby. Well, here we are. We're back at the pier towers. I'll continue the feed until I get home. Come on. There's your towers. There's where the tragedy happened. I'm not going to go down there out of respect for the families. But I did show it earlier on. I'm still left though with just a feeling of just dread. You know, I just can't imagine what the families are going through right now. When my mum passed away, that was in 2013, I felt devastated. I don't really do families, as some of you know, but I was close to my mum. She weren't just my mum, but she was my best friend. In many ways, her and Pat were my best friends. When my mum went, I was devastated, but we knew my mum were ill, and we'd known for quite a while. But when something like that happens, go off for a day at the seaside or a few days, bit of a break before you go back to work and school, and something like that happens, yeah, a little dog. And he's got his ball with him. Let no one come between a dog and his ball. Yeah, it looks like there's somebody in the Castle Cafe. Their staff were heroic. A lad ran out. He actually went in the water, one of their staff. And we just turned out the lights. Now they kept the cafe open. They were giving anybody 3 cups of tea, coffee, hot chocolate, whatever they wanted. You know, all the emergency services, they were there for them. Same as the Captain Williams pub. They remained open. It was a warm place for any of the emergency services that were having a break, coming off duty. For tea, food, whatever they needed. The boating club donating all their money they made at New Year to the families. You know, there's some people in Withernsea with very big hearts. You know, people live their lives, they do whatever it is they want to do. But then tragedy strikes and people just come together and do what they can. It's amazing that. We're only a small community. I think there's about 6,000 people that live in Withernsea. If you look at the whole area, that's the little outlying villages as well. I think we're looking at about 12,000. So it'd be not a big place really. But the town itself is about 6,000. At a time like this, you know, the good thing is we all come together. You're not cold wearing shorts?
I am freezing.
You're making me cold looking at you. Be careful anyway. I've got good grips on my boots and I'm slipping about.
Oh, yeah. Very cold there.
It is. Well, my favourite Christmas shop. I'll let you go past 'cause I'm walking slowly. You're alright. Yeah, I've been walking a lot slower than I normally do. Fire engine. So I think probably they've been out to a fire. It looks to me they're going back to the fire station. I said I thought it was the fire brigade, didn't I? Very quiet Withernsea. Look at the number of people there were on the promenade. I wouldn't say they were all ghouls and spectators. What I would say is that they were all trying to understand what had happened. Trying to process it in their own minds. All right, Dave. Have a nice evening. I'll catch you later on. I'm almost home now anyway. I've not gone my full route in the evening, as you've noticed. With this ice, I can't walk fast. Come on, Toby. So we know where we are now. So I'm going to see the Duchess in a bit. Let's get up the road. Well, we have a bit of good news. I get my new case for this phone on Thursday. So Thursday night, with a little bit of luck, I'll be able to use the gimbal. Go on. Yeah.
I don't suppose you know where Two Justice Place is? It's bringing me down here.
Yeah. Right at the back. You see those bungalows?
Yeah.
It's like a gated community. So what you have to do, you're gonna turn here,
Yeah.
left, and then you're gonna go take your next on the left. You see that? You want to be at the other side of that building there.
I think I know what you mean actually.
But
yeah.
the thing is, it's a gated community. I don't really know how you get in.
Is it the ones behind the alley? This pub?
No.
Down the side of Boots.
No. I'll come round with you. I'll show you. I'm helping the Royal Mail. Didn't know they worked on a Sunday. Yeah, better show me because he just wouldn't get it otherwise. He's in the right place, but that is just this place. I've got we've only just been built. We've been building them for years. Yeah, for number 2.
Police house?
No, number 2, Justice Place.
Oh!
I think that is them bungalows.
Oh, right, I'm going to say I've just been up phone to Charles.
Well, that's Justice Place anyhow.
Right.
No, I don't know how you get in.
Might be an intercom or something.
I've got a Right, so I'll walk down with you, if nothing else. I don't even know which way it goes, to be honest. One. There's-
This gate, is it?
Ah, there you go.
That's
Right.
cool.
Well, I'll leave you to it then.
Well, thank you very much.
You're very welcome. See ya. Oh well, the guy's sorted. Well, we helped the postman out. It is Baltic. Well, guys, thanks a lot for your company on this walk. Toby wants to say good evening, and from me, thanks a lot everybody. So far the new year hasn't been good for Withernsea. Hopefully it will get better. But thanks to all those who have contributed, liked, shared, subscribed, commented. It's been absolutely fantastic, this walk. I've enjoyed it, even though it has been a little shorter because of somebody wanting to go home. Anyhow folks, once again, thanks a lot. I shall see you on the next one.